View this situation as one big lie that I repeated a lot of times.
Lance Armstrong has come clean, admitting that he used performance-enhancing drugs to win 7 Tour de France championships. Now that the truth is out, the people who once looked at Armstrong as a role model are now reconsidering his legacy. Good evening, everyone. I'm JB Buno. Thanks for joining us here on the late edition in High Definition. After years of lying to the public and even under oath, Lance Armstrong admitted to the world he cheated his way to the top of cycling. From world-class athletes to people at your local gym, opinions of Armstrong's career both on the bike and off are changing drastically. WENY TV's Joe Malillo joins us live in the studio with our top story tonight. Joe, how do people in the Twin Tiers feel about Lance now?
JB, in the eyes of some of the parents I talked to tonight, Armstrong has gone from a role model to a cheater.
You overcome the disease, you win the Tour de France 7 times, you have a happy marriage, you have children. I mean, it's just this mythic, perfect story.
Yes.
And it wasn't true.
And now that perfect story is over. And in the wake, a tale of lies and deceit.
He was a good, good role model. I was really disappointed.
Kieran Goodwin wants to be an NFL lineman. He says he wears the Livestrong bracelet even though he knows Lance Armstrong cheated. For Kieran's mother, it's difficult to explain.
I see it as, yes, he's human. Yes, he did make a mistake, but he's also done a lot of good with his fame. So, I don't quite know how to put it with my son.
Although Armstrong did so much good with his fame, he was dishonest in the process. This is the dilemma parents across the world will have to deal with now. Thomas Edison High School athletic director Mike Bennett says Armstrong's story is a perfect tool to teach kids a lesson.
You tell the kids, you always be truthful. You're always up front. You don't break the rules because, eventually even somebody in high esteem as Lance Armstrong always gets caught in the end.
I've always told my kids that I would never approve of them using drugs for any means at all. And I think this just promotes that lesson, not to do drugs, that it's not worth it. There's too much to lose.
As for Kieran, he says his dream of getting to the NFL is something he will work for without cheating.
I could not live with myself if I cheated and got good at something.
And, I will spend the rest of my life, some people are gone forever, but I'll spend the rest of my life trying to earn back trust and apologize to people for the rest of my life.
Now, Armstrong could face legal action after this tell-all interview with Oprah. Possible future civil litigation could lose him millions of dollars. Live in the studio, Joe Malillo, WENY TV News. JB.
Thanks, Joe. Part 2 of Armstrong's televised interview with Oprah Winfrey aired tonight, with the disgraced cycler going deeper into his elaborate lies and how the scandal affected his life. He described the anguish of losing longtime sponsors like Nike and Trek, among others. Armstrong says the most humbling moment in his doping scandal was being forced to step aside from the Livestrong charity he founded. But he said Livestrong, a cancer-fighting foundation, was like my 6th child, and to make that decision to step aside was big. He continued saying, quote, "It was the best thing for the organization, but it hurt like hell," end quote. The legal ramifications, as Joe pointed out, of his admission are yet to come.